Welcome back, everyone, as we continue our campaign as the German Empire here on Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. A lot has happened. It's July of 1920. We ended up signing a peace with the Japanese, which resulted in nothing but me getting about $250 million, which I don't really need because I have $4 billion in naval funds right now. But there was no land I could take from them in that settlement, so unfortunately it didn't get us any closer to world domination. New tech in cruiser designs, we have Battlecruiser 5. So I actually want to take a look at the new battlecruiser design and see what we might be able to do with that. We do have a couple of battlecruisers that are 2 months away. These are going to be our very first battlecruisers, I believe, that will enter service. We're going to start phasing out. Actually, we've already got one that's at sea. But we're going to start phasing out some of our older ships and start bringing in a bunch of new destroyers, light cruisers, and some more battle cruisers, because I'm finding that when I am in a situation where I've got 3 battleships against like 20 destroyers and light cruisers, I just can't fire fast enough to sink them all. So I really need to get those lighter escort ships in big enough numbers to help out. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and go into our design. It's been 3 years since our last battlecruiser design, so let's see what we can come up with now. So we do have the ability for 16-inch guns, but they're still Mark 1. Of course, that just kills our reload time, 196 seconds for Mark 1s, whereas 14-inch Mark 3s are significantly less than half that time. So I'd rather have the ability to fire rapidly. And I'm actually going to go with duals on this instead of triples. It's going to help me some with the weight because obviously we're going to have crazy amounts of weight on this ship, especially because of the speed that we want to have. And I've got all the latest tech on pretty much everything. Let's go to anti-torpedo 3. So triple hull bottom, barbette 4, Krupp 4 armor, reinforced bulkheads 2, anti-flood 3, citadel 4. We've got turboelectric engines, oil 1, aux 3 engines, shaft 3. All of this just dramatically helps us. Radio direction finders, hydro 1 on the acoustics. Let's go electric hydro turret, semi-auto, reloading. And that's going to get us down to what on reload speed? 57 seconds. So that's a significant amount. I would like to get some torpedo tubes on this thing too. We're just going to have to try and find some spots where we can put them. I'm going to put some triples as well. Yeah, we'll just throw a couple of those on there. It's nice to have the extra options. I think I'm going to go with like 5-inch guns. Something that's going to reload a little faster. And allow me some more firepower against those smaller ships that I'm running into issues with. I could put another one down there on the back, but I don't think I will. What I need is another funnel, because we've got some issues with our engine capability. I just got to find something that'll actually fit on this thing. I don't seem to have anything. I'm going to have to move everything up a little bit. And we're going to have to move these torpedo tubes. I still don't know if this funnel will fit there, though. Nope. I'm not sure if we can get any funnels in there. Yeah, we're going to have to mess around with this a little bit. Okay, I think we're in pretty good shape with that right there. We've got the reload time all the way down to 53 seconds on these guns now. Not quite as much firepower as some of our battleships are going to have, but that's not the point of these ships. And of course, not a lot of armor either, but with battle cruisers, the idea is speed is armor. But they do have plus 142% armor quality because of the Krupp 4, so that should help. We're going to go ahead and get these out there. $2.3 billion to build one of these things. Okay, we're going to get a chance to see what one single battleship, the Jane Lew, can do against the United States. 2 battleships, a heavy cruiser, 2 destroyers, and a torpedo boat. I do currently have 20 new destroyers being built. So very soon we're going to get all of our battleships with at least 3 or 4 destroyers with them, which I think will really help in situations like this one, where we've got a lone battleship trying to take on several of the enemy. Alright, so bad news, we're already taking some hits. So we're obviously dealing with some better tech among these American battleships, because he's landed a couple nice hits on us already, and we haven't done anything against him. So hopefully that's going to change here real soon, because it's not a great start at all. Jane Lew is one of our older Dreadnoughts. You know, one of the first big ships that we built. It's only a $400 million ship compared to the $2+ billion ships that we're building now. There we go. Now we just lit them up pretty good, but we're taking some significant damage. Got a torpedo in the water. I'm sure he's going to get away from that pretty quick. I'm going to go ahead and turn just to try and improve my angle here, because right now we're just getting hammered. Oh boy, yeah, alright, it's time to get out of here. This is not going well at all. We're at the place now where I think the technology is starting to catch up from these other nations, and one ship of ours on 5 or 6 of his is no longer an option. I think we've lost the Jane Lew. We did. Wow, got pummeled there. Alright, well, with the sinking of the Jane Lew, we're going to get a new class of battleship out there. This is going to be the Schwaben-class, and the first one will be Jane Lew 2. This is going to have 15-inch guns for the first time, because we now have Mark II 15-inch guns. They are going to take a while to reload, but we're going to have a nice amount of them. We've also got 9 total barrels of 8-inch guns, along with a bunch of 6-inch secondaries along the sides. So I think that's going to give us some nice firepower, but more than that, we're looking at 20 inches of main belt armor, 12.4 inches of main deck armor, in addition to secondary belt and deck armors, and then, of course, inner deck and belt armors. So this thing is armored to the teeth. It should be able to take a beating and keep on going. It's got most of the latest tech as well, and it's got that Krupp 4 armor, so it's going to be really, really strong against some of the bigger guns that we're going to start facing. A little slow at 20 knots. But I think everything else will help make up for that. So let's go ahead and get these going. Alright, it's time to get to some revenge on the American Navy here. We've got 2 battleships this time, the Kaiserin and the Tirpitz. It's a little more even engagement for us. Go ahead and slow down to about 18 knots. I'm going to stay angled toward them the best I can, because they're already landing hits again. There we go. Already massive hits. Pretty substantial battleship from him, too. Come on, baby. Land those hits. There you go. Kaiserin has taken some damage. Ooh, that hurt a little bit. Not sure why we had to re-aim there. Looks like we lost it. Oh boy, he's really hitting me right now. Somehow we've lost our targeting. Alright, we're up to 56% now. He's pretty much sitting still. Should be able to sink him pretty soon. I'm not a fan of the damage we're taking. Definitely have to start getting some of those new battleships out into the field as quickly as we can. I'm gonna turn toward them. I'm just gonna let my front 6 turrets do the shooting right now. I think that'll be more than enough, and it'll hopefully protect us from further damage. Get the angle on him. We're really nailing him, but it's taken a while to take him down. Look at all the hits he's taken. Man, really taking a beating. We've got this torpedo boat. Oh, there goes the Massachusetts. It's sunk. Torpedo boat should be pretty much dead here in a second. Our secondaries did the damage there. Oh boy. Thankfully, we're having ricochets still. Louisiana's almost done. We're getting awful close, though. I don't like that. I'm going to start turning here. Thankfully, the ricochet is working right now. Since we're going straight at him, he's having a hard time doing damage. Kaiserin doesn't have torpedoes, because now would be the time to get him on there. I'm going to turn away now. Let's get out of here. There we go. We got a big hit on Louisiana, took him out. Now we just got to deal with the Trenton. Here come torpedoes, but not a chance they're going to hit me. Come on, turpets. Now we got to get those front turrets swung around. But we also got to be careful to fire. Not to fire right over the turpets. Alright, he's got a flash fire. Oh, yeah. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Wow. Alright, that was much better against the American Navy that time. Kaiserin did take some damage, though, so we're going to have to put into port for them. Well, much to my chagrin, we have signed a peace deal with the United States. It does look like we might be able to get something decent out of it, though. I was hoping to get something like Panama, but $6 billion to get that, and we're nowhere close to that in the peace deal. So we'll take the Western Gilbert and Ellis Islands and West Greenland, along with $100 million. So I guess that will have to do. For now, we are no longer at war with anyone. We've got a massive new fleet being built at the moment. So now we're going to, of course, have a negative monthly balance because of the ending of the war spending. But let's take a look here at our new territory. West Greenland right here is going to be coming over to us. So that gives us a nice jumping off point for coming at the United States from a lot closer. I don't know how big that port is. It's not 3.8 thousand tons. Not much at all. All right, in the meantime, we're ramping up to try and go to war with Italy. We've got a long way to go to get tension down where we want it. But Italy is kind of the major threat at the moment with 183 ships. It's a massive navy they've got. And the Austro-Hungarians are second. And that's mainly because those are the two countries I haven't really fought any wars with. So they haven't been knocked down like a lot of the others. I don't know how France has 64 ships. They don't even have a home state population because they don't have a home state. Their population right now consists of 5 million in 12 provinces that they hold around the world, other than France. All right, we're going to design some new light cruisers. It's been about 7 years since we had a light cruiser design. So I'm going to mothball and sell some of my older light cruisers. This one's going to cost $500 million. I think we'll probably add some armor just for protection here. But the main thing with these is I want these to be throwing out as many torpedoes as they can. So to that end, I've got 2 sets of dual torpedo deck tubes. I've got a quad, a triple, and then a single. And the reason for the different sizes is they reload at different times. So that way I'm not waiting for a whole mess of torpedoes. I'm going to have new torpedoes ready to go if my initial ones that I fire don't have an effect. We're also going to have depth charges with them so that they have some anti-submarine warfare effectiveness for any enemies that have that. And we've got about as much protection as we can throw on this thing. I think I could probably even go to spacious crew quarters, and we'll go up to the next size of aux engines. I don't care about the pitch and roll here or the 4-weight offset because we're not worried about the aiming for the guns on these things. This is all about the torpedoes. So can we throw another triple on the back there? I guess we can. Let's do that. And that'll also help a little bit with the weight offset, not a lot. Actually, these barbettes aren't adding a ton because we don't have much in the way of guns on this thing. Yeah, I think that's probably pretty good. We'll just work on the armor a little bit. So this is going to be a unique class of heavy cruiser. It's the newest heavy cruiser hull that I have available to me. It's going to be 12,400 tons. It's going to be the York class, 27 knots of speed. It's going to have these triple 10-inch guns. These are Mark IVs, so these are the latest tech that I have in this type of gun. And I've also got a few torpedo tubes on there, but decently armored, pretty well protected, and I think these will help with taking on some of those medium secondaries like the heavy cruisers and light cruisers that he has out there. Big tech here. For the first time, we have ocean-going submarines. A little slower than it happened in real life, but better late than never. So we're going to go ahead and start building some of those. Dutch New Guinea's new leader was found to support armed terrorists who disrupted the regional trade networks of the German Empire. So they want us to send a task force of at least 33,700 tons. Yeah, let's do it. So we have a conquest mission here in Dutch New Guinea. I don't know that we have that much tonnage available over here, just because these are all such small ports. Oh, you know what? We do have the Kent II, the Rotterdam, and a destroyer right there, so we can send those three. That won't be enough in and of themselves. What else do we have? Peleliu, just have a couple destroyers. Truck, destroyer, and a sub. And more destroyers up there. And more there. That's pretty much what we have in that area. What about here? Oh, we got a battleship. Actually, that would do it right there, wouldn't it? Let's send these two over there. It's going to take one turn. Awesome. That'll get what we need. Oh boy, we have the modern battleship hull available now. We also have 12,000 meter torpedo range, magnetic mines, a whole bunch of tech. We're still trying to provoke a war with Italy. Long way to go still. We're at minus 23. Austro-Hungarians have a new flag, which is interesting. Let's go ahead and keep increasing tension with them. They're kind of our main rivals on the continent at this point. You can see there. It's Italy controlling all of this, Austro-Hungary controlling all of this, and then, of course, Russia over here. But for now, we're just trying to update and modernize our fleet, get plenty of secondaries to kind of accessorize our battleships, start getting those ocean-going subs going, and let's take a look at the new battleship design. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful thing that is. How big can we go? 82,500. Oh, this is going to be so expensive and take so long to build, but it's going to be so glorious when it's done. All right, modern tower. Secondary tower. Let's flip this thing around. Can't we get it flipped around? There we go. Might have to shift everything forward a little bit. I'm not sure yet. We can do quad turrets now, which is nice. We have Mark IIs on the 16-inch guns. 15s are Mark II. 14s are Mark III. So, you know what? Might be time to go with some quad 16s. And we can do up to 7 turrets. I don't know if we have the weight available to do that many. These things are 3,500 tons each. We do need to get some barbettes going, though, here. Would huge be big enough? You know, I wish it would tell us how big you can go. We might even be able to go with enlarged. I don't know if that'll be enough for 16s or not. Apparently it is. All right, excellent. That works. There you go. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. Oh, wow. Obviously a major 4-weight offset. We're only going to put, I think, one of those on the rear. It's actually not too bad on the weight offset because our turrets, our towers are kind of in the back there. What can we put on this here? 8-inch secondary, maybe? Yeah, that's not bad. That'll give us a little something to go against those ships on the side. All right, we got to start dealing with everything else, and then we'll wrap this up after building this battleship. I think that'll be enough for this episode. We might, well, you know what? Once we change the boilers and everything, our engine efficiency is going to be great. I prefer the balanced. It hurts our turning rate a little bit, but we're going to stay at a distance anyway. So I'm not too worried about being able to turn quickly against torpedoes or anything like that. triple hull bottom. We actually have all the way up to anti-torpedo 4 now, but I think I'm going to stick with 2 because I don't want to add that much weight. Because a lot of these other things are going to add a lot of weight. Like, look at that. We're already at 68,000. Once we add these rangefinders and everything else, it's going to add a lot to the weight. Hydro 3. Go to RDF. I think we have everything else we want. I'm going to go standard ratio. Capped ballistic. TNT. Tube powder. I think everything else is pretty good. We definitely want to get a bunch more secondaries on this thing, though. And then we'll worry about the armor. Okay, I haven't started adding armor yet, but what we've got right now are, of course, 3 quad 16-inch, so that gives us a total of 12 16-inch barrels. We've also got 3 triple 8-inch for a total of 9 8-inch guns on each side. Or no, it's 1 in the middle and 1 on each side, so that gives us a total of 9 of those. And then we've got 8 triple 5-inch, 4 on each side, and 6 double 4-inch. So that's a nice array of guns that are going to give us a whole bunch of secondaries to fight against some of those smaller ships when they come about. Balance on the fore versus aft offset is good. Pitch and roll are good. Engine efficiency is fantastic. We could probably even go a little faster. I don't know how much weight that'll add. Actually, that's not bad. It's not bad at all. We'll go up to 26 knots on this one, and then the rest will be just shoring up the armor. I think that's probably a good place to wrap this episode up. We'll be coming back with a whole lot next episode. We're going to have a modernized Navy. We're hopefully going to get ourselves into war with the Italians and start taking some of this territory, as well as go after a pretty concentrated amount of space that we're fighting for. I mean, Italy's right here on the continent and then in Africa. So if we can take out portions of Italy, we'll really establish supremacy over Africa, with the exception of a couple pockets of French and British. But I really want to go after this Central European territory and get some of these bigger ports on the Mediterranean. So we'll see what happens next episode. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.